So I'm very interested in exercise and nutrition, aside from all the spirituality stuff that I study. And it recently came to my attention an article in a reputable periodical about the benefits of exercise. It says, at our age, it's for more mature people, try strength training. Studies show that when people in their 60s mix protein-rich meals with resistance exercise, their bodies respond as though they were in their 20s. I thought that was really interesting, yeah. So I know I'm working on tweaking my diet, but we were already on to the exercise and resistance thing. So we are going to just say, yeah, we're smarter than we think we are. So sit up nice and tall, draw your shoulder blades down your back, set your intention to commit yourself to coming back to the practice again and again and again, because that's how it works. Nothing worth doing is going to be done once. Close your eyes and come to your breath. And in your intention to be here, you're going to start to deepen your breath. So that you can really be here now through this next hour. Notice if you feel the weightiness of your pelvis, of your thighs towards the earth. And then on your next inhale, I want you to imagine your spine is lengthening up through the crown of your head like a plumb line from the sky. See if you can close off the back of your throat to get that little aspirin sound. Until you feel calm, your mind is calm. And you can be here now. Don't worry about what anything else is doing, what's happening. Just be here now. And then slowly open your eyes. Yeah. Circle your arms all the way up and then all the way back down, pressing your palms down towards the earth. We're going to work today on balance. Inhale. So balance entails a strong core, elbows back, palms away. It entails a strong core, a mind, your brain connected. In other words, the more you balance, the more you stimulate neural pathways in your brain so that your body knows how to right itself, right? So we have to do it again and again and again. Good. Now inhale all the way back up. I want you to imagine there's something resisting in your palms. Take your elbows back, and as you press your palms down, your elbows are bent, and they want to meet behind your back. They want to meet there, but they obviously not going to. And then inhale all the way up. Big inhale. Roll your palms away, elbows back, and press down as if there's a resistance all the way back. And two more times, just like this. Inhale. Elbows back and all the way back down. Elbows behind you. One more time. Imagine there's weight. So you actually animate your muscles by imagining you're pushing something down. Yeah. Elbows back. Good. Now take your right hand to the earth, reach all the way over to the right and back into center. So you can even reach over to the left. Your right elbow reaches towards the earth. And then inhale. Big inhale with a hint of a smile. That's what they say in the characters do in many of the Indian epics that I've studied. I've shown only two of them, but There's always that hint of a smile that changes the way we feel. So take 2 more here. Can you hear your breath? Can you exhale the whole exhale? And inhale the whole inhale. Oh yeah. And come back to center as you, oh my God, can you see that your left shoulder is higher than your right? Yeah, okay, let's change sides. And lengthen the right side of our spine. So this is part of staying in alignment, is lengthening the spine first. And then we move it through all the directions. Exhale, oh yeah, and inhale. Good. Exhale. And inhale. Take 2 more as I let somebody in. And all the way back to center. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up, and then twist to your right. You're going to grab your left knee and make sure your spine is long, twisting to your right. Good. Inhale back to center, and you're going to go back to your right. I know it's going to be weird. Just go back to your right. I want a long spine and your left ribs rolling to the right. Inhale back to center. And now to your left. Let's get the gas out of those joints there. Inhale back to center. And all the way back to your left. Long spine, left shoulder back. And make sure you're sitting nice and tall. Good. And back to center. And into table pose, hands and knees. So this is where you're going to want your blocks. So first of all, you're going to make your way into table and make your way into some cats and cows, reconnecting with your breath. So you're going to exhale, look at your belly. Inhale, reach your heart forward. And I want you to start engaging your core. So we're going to do a lot of standing balances. We're going to get right into the glutes first. Good. Oh, yeah. So, you know, my favorite glute thing is, so you're going to soften your heart and keep your right knee bent and lift it up and lower. But you're going to press it up with the sole of your foot and lower. In other words, there's weight there. You're animating your body from the inside out, from the imagining that you have something pressing up there. Because if you don't, the muscles won't be quite as engaged. You can even test that theory yourself. Good. And press. And press. Yeah, we're going to kind of get into there. And you can start engaging your belly here too. Good. Press. Make sure your head's not dumping. Your gaze is forward. Your heart is forward. Yeah. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, last one. Take a few little pulses here. You can always go on your forearms if your wrists are not happy, or you can lift your wrists and sustain your fingertips. And all the way back down. And let's just take a few hip circles here. Big inhale. And then a big exhale. Yeah. And then change directions. Notice where your knees are, where your hips are in this moment. I mean, you know where they are, but you know what I mean in terms of how warm they are. Yeah, that's one thing that's not going to walk away, right? All right, back to center. Softening your heart, lifting the belly. My hand is on your belly. And you're going to lift your left knee and lower. And press. And exhale. And when you're doing it mindlessly and rote, you're not going to get as much as you imagining that you're pressing something up with your left foot. And you're going to engage more of the glute and really into the core too, which is really what I'm interested in. Good. Let's take a few more here. Then 8, 7, that's 6, 4, 'and then you're going to take a few little pulses. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, good, 3, good, and back to center. Now, I want you to extend your right leg back behind you. If you can extend your left arm forward, that's great. If you can't, that's okay too. But your belly's back. So notice how you're getting things kind of trained here. Already, there's a little bit of asymmetry. And our brain is saying, all right, how are we going to accommodate this? But you can take your knee towards your elbow and squeeze your belly. And then inhale back. And exhale into that core. And inhale back. And if you can exhale through your nose, that's fine. If you can't, do it through your mouth. We're just going to do a few more just to get things right where they should be. Good. Let's just take 2 more. Good. Yeah. Get that sense of balance. And back to table. Now you're going to extend your right foot out to the right, but this time you're going to bend your right knee and slide your right foot out to the right, and then you're going to come all the way back up. Inhale, circle your arms up, and you're going to come into your right hip and come back to center. So your right leg is out to the right. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Maybe you take your elbows back. Yeah, we got to get into those elbows. All right. Even elbows out and back. So your right toes are out to the right. Your hips are long, parallel to the probably the long edge of your mat. But imagine they are long. Good. 5, get into it. 4. 3, I like that movement. 2, good. Last one, open it up, stay deep in that hip. Oh yeah, and all the way to center, and take your hands to the earth. Now you're going to extend your right leg in front of you, flexing the front ankle. I just like this for the hamstrings, they get so tight. All right, inhale, stepping into your foot. Lift your chest, exhale. No, this is the inhale. I'm sorry, guys. Come back here. Inhale here and exhale back. And inhale. And again, find that edge. So if you're doing it lazy, you're not going to get there. The edge is where you can't go any further. Good. It's the edge that allows us to transform, to get stronger, to get more balanced, right? So we're going to take 2 more here. Really find our way. Inhale. Oh yeah, and exhale. Last one, inhale. Now on this last exhale, I want you to really find a little exhale and come a little deeper. And inhale out of it and exhale a little deeper. Just find your way. Oh yeah. And then inhale back to center, stepping your right foot to the earth. And now you're going to make a deep twist. So you're going to roll your left ribs to the right and open it up. Oh yeah, lean back, lean back. And then you know what I like to do, take your hands inside your right foot, soften your chest or your elbows, and then inhale all the way back up. Yeah, and exhale back. Good. That right hip is going to say thank you. And exhale. Good. And inhale. And exhale. Good. Oh, yeah. Take an extra breath here. And then take your hands back to the front of your mat and just clear it all out in dog. And walk your dog. Notice where your belly is. Maybe you come onto your tiptoes and reach your heels back to the earth. It should feel different from the right to the left right now. But I think it's good to notice that. Notice what we're doing in the practice. Yeah, it's kind of immediate reward. Yeah. And back to table pose. Let's take a child pose here. Knees wide, big toes together. And just take your hips back, releasing your heart, releasing your chest. Remembering what you're doing for the strength of your body. As my girlfriend says, I want to be able to walk to the bathroom when I get old. That's what she wants to do. I want you guys to get off the floor forever, right? All right, back to center. Now, you're going to take your left knee and lift and get into that left glute. Good. And just fire it up. Make sure you're pressing something up on the exhale. Not a rote, mindless movement at all. Until you feel a nice little fire in your left glute. Good. The fire should start pretty quick. I don't want you to land if you can avoid it. The left knee landing. Keep your left knee at 90 degrees. Good. And 8, 7, 6. Yeah, this is the full movement. 5. So we go slow so you can really get with the breath. Okay, 2. This is a really good muscle to keep tone too. And we're going to take 8 little presses, but not fast, just small. 6, 5, 4, good. 3, 2, and hold it, hold it, hold it. All the way back. Extending your left leg out to the left. And then you're going to spin your left toes out to the left and bend your left knee. So it's all the way out to the left. So when you come up, your hips are totally open. We call these warrior 2 hips. Okay? Circle your arms up. Let's get a nice stretch in the left hip and then come back. So if you want, you can pull your elbows down and lift them up. But move with the breath. Exhale into it. And inhale back. And exhale. Yeah, this is how we keep our hips juicy. And that's what we want. Good. Yeah. And 6. Oh, yeah. 5. 4. 3. I see my tag. 2. Last one. Oh, yeah. Stay deep into it. Just feel it. And then back to center, taking your hands to the earth. Now, you can extend your left leg back behind you, nice and long, and extend your right arm forward. So now we're on a balance. Again, for our brain, notice it's a little tippy. Belly's back, shoulder blades hug together. And if you want, you can take your knee towards your elbow. And as you exhale, you squeeze the belly back. And you squeeze the belly back. Good. Good. Squeeze. And 8, 7, 6, 5. Belly back. You keep your belly in mind here. 2. Take a break anytime. You know that. And back to table. Oh, yeah. Let's take some hip circles. No rush, right? We're just here. So good. Then you're going to extend your left leg in front of you, flexing the front left ankle, taking the left outer hip back. Oh yeah. Then step into your left foot, lift your chest, big inhale, and then exhale back. Then inhale forward. Then exhale back. And inhale. So the two sides of my body are so different with the hamstrings. And it's just good to know. You want to get a good stretch in your shins so you don't pull it when you do something funny like tennis or pickleball, whatever, even walking. All right, take two more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Oh, take a nice stretch and come back to center as you step into your left foot. Take your right hand to the earth, lift your left arm up, lean back, right? Open it up, and then take your left hand to the earth and soften your chest, soften your elbows, and then inhale all the way back up. So I want you to really do it with your breath and your core. Just have those in mind. And we're going to just take a few more here. Last one. Now, if you ever want to stay in another pose for longer, you feel free to do that. And then make your way back to center. And once again, into down dog. And now you should feel a little bit more parallel, right? And walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. Into a nice forward fold. Take a breath here. Feel your feet grounding. And then inhale, circle your arms all the way up. And bring your palms together to your heart center and release. All right, so now we're going to start stimulating our brain. So you're going to start with one block. And you might want to have a wall. And you might want to have a chair or something to hold on to. Because you're going to take the block to the floor. So the lengthwise is long. I don't know how to describe that. Okay, and you're going to step onto it. Yeah. You're going to look at something that's not moving. And I want you to step onto your block and just kind of shake out your left leg. So you're no longer on terra firma. Not only is it a little mushy, but you're only on one foot. So let's just start getting our brain used to that. Notice, maybe you'll take your left leg out because those hips are ready for that. But your belly's got to really be engaged, and you have to look at something that's not moving. Yeah, and if you get tippy and you need to hold on to something or tap your toe, do so. Okay. Take another 2 breaths here. And release. Good. And just notice if one hip feels different than the other. Yeah. So now we're going to step with your left foot. That's where we're going to start going. Yeah. Ready? Stepping into your left foot. So this is going to be for the opposite side of your brain, the right side of your brain. And you're going to step into it, shoulder blades down your back, your belly's going to engage. Yeah, we started cooking that up. And just see if one side is stronger than the other, if one side is more fun, whatever it is. And just play with it. So you have to really focus. You can't really move your eyes. Find a drishti. And you can take your legs out. You know, it can be a show off if you like, and cross, and you find your way. Ah. Yeah. All right, ready? Oh, back, okay. And release. All right. And keep your blocks nearby, we're gonna need them. All right, Utkatasana, shins forward, bum back. Inhale, circle your arms all the way up. I want to get into the twist. So you're going to twist to your right, Keeping your left hip back, bigger twist as we go along. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale to your left. Open up your heart. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to your plank. And your knees will be up or your knees will be down, but your shoulder blades will hug together and your belly is back. Take a nice few breaths here. Good. And then lower all the way to the earth first. Shoulder blades are rolled down your back. Your heart is lifted and you lift your chest. Lift your heart and then lower. Maybe you can slide your hands back just a little bit. Roll your knees toward the earth and then lift up and see if it feels a little different. And lower. And then inhale one last time into a cobra or up dog. And right into down dog. Oh yeah, get it nice and set up. Check in with your breath. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Exhale, step your right foot forward. We're going to come into a crescent warrior, which means you're going to stay on the tiptoes of your left foot. And you can take your right hand to your right thigh to help you up or not. You're going to come right into a warrior, a crescent warrior. Arms up or elbows in goalposts if that's better for your shoulders. Now you're going to take your palms back, reach into your top of your pelvis, extend your left leg. And then you're going to come back and all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Oh yeah. And see if you can control it to come all the way up. So when you control it, you can control from the core. That's where your ground control is, right? And lift. This is the first one, so just get into it. It's a little tippy for me too. Yep. And now we're going to take one more, just like that. This is just the first time around. Use those glutes, core, all the way back into crescent warrior, and then right into warrior two. I'm just going to turn around. Right toes out to the right, right thigh bone back. Good. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, lift your heart, soft elbows, and then reach your heart forward and your hips back. So you're going to get a big stretch in your hips. Big full breath. Press your feet down, come all the way up to center. Bend both your knees, take your hips back, and tip right into your triangle. Nice long stretch into the triangle. And exhale into it. Inhale slightly out. See if you can imagine from the center of your chest, you're extending both arms long, and you can see your left hand in the periphery of your vision. Good. Get a nice stretch there. Beautiful. Take your left hand back to the earth and make your way into a plank. Good. And maybe take a half vinyasa, or you'll come right into down dog, your choice. Good. Right? Inhale, lift your left leg. So you know where we're going. Step your left foot forward. Find your way up into a crescent warrior. So your right toes, you're on your right toes, arms up or elbows bent. Good. Now you're going to take your palms up and back. Reach your heart forward. Stepping into your left foot, you're going to lift your right leg up. And then use your core to make a nice sweet landing to come all the way back up and low. And we're going to do that 4 more times. So find your way. Take your time. Maybe even spend a little extra moment in that variation of airplane. Warrior 3, actually, we call it. Where I come from. Good. Last one. Let's get right into it. And all the way back. What do you think about that balance, guys? All right, and right into warrior two on the left. Left toes out to the left, left thigh bone back. Take a breath. Take your hands behind your back. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold forward. Keep your hips back and your heart forward. Get a big stretch in your hips, belly back. Inhale, back to center. Soften both your knees, take your bum back, and you're going to come right into your triangle. Oh yeah, no problem, right? Good. Yeah, belly back. Take your right hand to the earth. And now you're going to step your right foot forward beside your left. Forward fold. Lift your belly. You can even shake out your hips. Oh yeah. And inhale all the way up. Nice long spine up. And bring your palms together to your heart center. So I want to do something a little bit more in our core. So this is what the band is for. I have a medium weight band. I'm going to put it around my ankles. No, I'm sorry, around the soles of my feet, not my ankles. So around the arches of my feet. You guys see it? And my feet are just wider than my hips. So they're around the arches of my feet. I'm going to take my hands behind my head, even interlacing my fingers and taking my elbows back. And you might want to be against a wall because we're going to start getting into our core here. Right? And you're going to simply lift your left knee up towards your left elbow and come back to center. And exhale, squeeze it. So there's some balance here and total core work. Now, if you don't have a band, that's fine too. You can still get into your core. But notice the more we do it, the easier it gets, the less tippy you might get. Let's just do about 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and all the way. Oh yeah, and just circle your hips. We're not done. Keep your strap there if you can, if you still have a strap, because we have to do the other side, right? Right into the core. Now, if you're standing against a wall, that's great too, okay? So shoulder blades down your back and step into your left foot. I'm going to take my right knee up and back and up and back. And I'm going to squeeze my obliques and let the band just give you a little bit more resistance on the way up. And if you don't have a band, like I said, you're still getting into your obliques. Okay, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, last one. Oh, and release your strap. You guys feel that in your core? All right, I hope so. All right, next flow. Inhale, circle your arms up back to Utkatasana. Good. Now, with Utkatasana, you're going to keep your arms up, and then you're going to take your hands out to T. Come into your, lifting your right knee. And notice how when your left knee is bent, you should feel a lot more secure. You can cross your right ankle and come to a seated. You can take your palms up. Yeah, just see what it feels like standing on one foot. Yeah. And then come back to center. Make sure you're breathing. Let's try it on the other side. Both knees are soft, actually bent. You can come onto the tiptoes of your left foot. You can cross your left ankle. It's all good. Just find your way. Make sure the belly's engaged. Good. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look halfway up. Exhale, step back to plank, and you can come right into down dog, or you can take a half vinyasa if you choose. Oh, whatever it looks like. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, step your right foot forward, preparing for crescent warrior. If you walk your hands back, you'll get nice balance. Now, we're going to do what we did before, lean forward from the top of the pelvis, but this time I'm going to invite you to lift your left knee up towards your chest and then step it back and circle your arms up. Got it? Lean forward, lift your knee up, and then step it back. And continue just like that. I'm sorry, you want to end up in warrior one. Good. Take your time. Oh, yeah. Let's take two more, just like that. Lift, step back, lift, lift, step back, and right back into warrior one. Good. And into warrior two. So come right into warrior two on the right. Good. Take your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach over. So we're going to get deeper in our hips. Take your bum back and straighten both legs long. Get right into that triangle pose. Good. Now take your left hand to your left hip. You can take a block if you like here. And take a block just forward and outside of your right foot. And maybe you'll step into your right foot and keep your left foot tapping. Or you'll lift your left leg up and your left arm up. Yeah. Another balance. Lift the right ribs, draw the belly back, nice long spine, and release your left hand to the earth, and make your way to down dog. All right, one more side. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Exhale, step your left foot forward, walking your hands back, come right into that crescent warrior, right? And remember what we did? Palms back, top of the pelvis forward, step into your left foot, and you're going to lift your right knee up if it's available, and then back and arms up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Got it? Let me hear you breathing. Hard to do it and talk. Okay. And we're going to do 4 more after this one. All right, ready to count? This is the first one. 2, 3, 'Last one. Right back. Good girls. And right into warrior 2 on the left. Right? Correct. Stay in your warrior 2. Make sure it's adjusted. Left toes to left thigh bone back, long spine. Take your left forearm to your left thigh, lifting the left waist. So you press the forearm down to lift the left waist, the part that we just worked out with that band. And you can extend your right arm anywhere you like. It depends on your shoulder, right? And then you're going to take your hips back and start to lengthen right into that triangle pose. Nice, lengthening your legs long, reaching back of your head. Big full breath. Good. Take your right hand to your right hip. Softening into your left knee. You're going to come forward just a little bit. You can use your block and maybe keep your right toes on the earth. But how balanced can we be here? Good. So nice. And release your right hand to the earth. Step back to down dog. And right into a child pose. Let's just shake it all out. Yeah. All right. I want to do one more thing for our balance. So you're going to come right back to table, and you're going to take a block, and you're going to take it the long length as you take your right upper shin and just past your knee onto the block. Yeah, like you're climbing up onto something, which is what you're doing. And then I want you to find a nice connection here. So you really got to really press your right shin down. And if you want, you can lift your left leg. That's enough. That's all you need to do. This is going to get into your core too. So if you want to go a little deeper, you can extend your right arm forward and just feel the connection as you reach your right shin down. Now, if you lift your right toes, it'll get a little deeper. You can always put your right toes to the earth. And while you're there, if you want, you can even grab your foot and get a nice little quad stretch here if you like. Doesn't matter. It's a lot going on here. Good. And back to center. Oh, yeah. And release. All right. Did you guys feel that? All right. Sit back on your heels. Let's just take a breath. Sitting up tall. Yeah. Nice long spine. Almost naturally now. Yeah. So good. Okay. Now we're going to do that on the left. So you're going to take the block under your left knee or shin and make your way through that table, lifting your right leg. And you can stay right there, you know that. Or you can extend your left arm forward. Ooh. And it's funny to see how one side's a little tippier than the other. But you don't have a lot to fall, a very long distance to fall, and you're still stimulating your brain. Keep the core engaged if you want to play in it. Ooh, this is a little bit more interesting for me. Hope it is for you. Come back to the balance. And release. And all the way to seated. All right. Good work, guys. This is why you want to do this practice more than once. All right. Draw your knees toward your chest and give yourself a hug. I want to do a bit of core work here. Good. So we're going to come into a traditional kind of boat pose. First, I like to have our ankles flexed and the top of the pelvis tip back and our spine like 45 degrees from the earth. And you can hold on to your shins. You can take your hands behind you, or you can extend your arms long. But as you lower down, the top of the pelvis is what draws you back, right? But as you come up, your heels are stuck and they're pulling you back up. And you're not coming all the way back up. You're staying pretty low, pretty low. Inhale and exhale. So when we did that standing, it got into all the transverse abdominals, into the obliques. Now we're getting a little deeper. Remember your heels. And it's a very small movement. You don't want to come all the way up and release the tension in your core muscles. Good. And you're ready to count. 8, 7. So we've been doing core the whole time. 5, 4, 3, 2. That's 1. All the way up. Good. Oh, yeah. Draw your knees to your chest. yourself a hug. And then come all the way to lying on your back. Now, if you can extend your arms up over your head, that's fine. If you come almost to it, that's fine. And you're going to extend your legs long. You'll see if you can do this. Give it a go. Now listen carefully. You're going to extend your arms up towards the sky and start using your core to come all the way up. And you're going to see if you can tip forward from the top of the pelvis, right? And then as you come up, you're going to kind of roll the top of the pelvis back, just like we did before, and roll your spine back to the earth. This is the inhale. Now you're going to exhale all the way up. You should feel pretty good in the core. Yeah. This takes a little bit of time, but you can see how you can get into the whole core complex here. Good. We'll do 6 more. 6. However you do it. 5. 4. 3. 2. You take a big inhale when you get there. Exhale. Now the big inhale. 2. I think that was 2. Last one. Okay, big finale, girls. Let's do it. All the way up and all the way back. Nice. Now draw your knees to your chest and give yourself a hug. Roll your ankles. And I'm going to have you roll all the way onto your right side and come onto your right forearm. Now, we can stay like this and lift your right waist up. This is really great. You're on your right forearm, and I'm just lifting my right waist, the obliques, okay? Or you can step your left foot in front of you and lift, or you can lift your hips, your right hip. Or you can extend your right leg straight, really get set up, and lift and lower, and just get the whole, but you can see how it's the right oblique no matter how you cut the cake. Oh, I like cake. Okay, or you can reach. Or you can reach. Reach. Laying in it. I'm more focused on the obliques here. Good. And 8, 7, 6. There's a little element of balance here. 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it. Find a few little pulses, just a few, literally a few, and all the way back down. All right, come to lying on your back. Draw your knees to your chest. You can take some knee circles here. So nice. And now you're going to change sides. So I'm going to just turn around so I can see you. And I'm on my left side, my left hip, my left forearm. You could always do Day at the Beach. Option 1 is to stay right here and lift your left waist. Beautiful option that I really like a lot. Option 2 is to step your right foot in front of you to the earth. Make sure your right knee is aiming up to the sky. And then you can press down, maybe lift your hips and you have your left knee to the earth. That's really nice too. And of course, the last option is to extend the bottom left leg and lift it, or take your right arm up and lift it, Or take your right arm over. There's so many ways to play in this. And you're not on your hands. So between the balancing that we did, the strengthening that we've done, you should be a little bit stronger in your balance. Good. And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. All the way back down. And come right into seated. Taking the soles of your feet together. Yeah, it's so beautiful the way we can flow from one pose to another. So if your knees are way high, that's okay. And this is a great place to take your blocks and put them under your way high knees. And so now you lift the floor. It's really good because then you can really get into it. Actually, one of you who's not here today, she's very hyper flexible. And I insist that she does that so that she doesn't over flex her muscles, even though her joints are very flexible. It's really an interesting paradox. Okay, take the pinky side edges of your feet to the earth, draw them in, lift up tall, your spine, then keeping that hugging in the hips. Extend your thigh bones long, inhale, and exhale. Give yourself a nice stretch here. Folding forward. Oh, y'all. It should feel really nice. And come all the way back up. Take your hands under your knees, lift your knees. I want you to cross your shins now. Take your right hand out to the right, and I want you to roll your fingers towards the earth. And then I want you to take your palm to the earth and sit on your right hand. Yeah. And then you're going to dip your left ear towards your left shoulder. So we're going to stretch the right. And you can even take your left hand around your head to your right ear and give yourself a little stretch. So I'm going to even lift my chest and resist my hand with my ear and take my right shoulder back. And close your eyes and breathe into that. With us, maybe a little sense of gratitude. Because you're definitely not the same person you were an hour ago. Oh, release. How's that feel? Yeah. Okay, left hand out to the left. Thumb down. Bend your elbow, sit on your left hand. You're now going to take your right ear to your right shoulder. And stay right there, obviously. Every step of the way is the way. Take your right hand, if you wish, around your head to your left ear and resist it. Lift your chest, shoulder blades down your back so you get the fullest stretch in the left side of your neck, the left shoulder. Take a big full breath or two here. Oh yeah, that's the way to go. Now I want you to take your hands and stack your palms. You're going to take your hands under your chin, but I do not want your chin up or particularly down. I want it parallel to the earth. And so you'll know in your neck spine, because if your neck is pinching, your chin's too far up. So you're going to lift your hands up, but you're going to dip your chin down. And you're going to lift the back of your head up. So you get a nice stretch in your cervical spine and your neck spine. So get that nice stretch there. Shoulder blades are down your back. Take another 2 breaths here. Yeah. Balancing can be very scary, just the words. It instills fear in some of you, so I want to make sure it's out of your shoulders and your neck. All right, I'm trusting that it is. Now come back to lying on your back. I'm just going to move my blocks out of my way. Good. Rounding all the way to the earth. Draw my knees. Draw your knees to your chest. I'm going to draw mine to mine. Take your arms to T. Drop your knees to the right. Get a nice stretch here. Taking your left hip forward. Just make sure everything's kind of cleared out. We moved our spine in all directions. We added that element of balance. And the other way. Let's move my hips over. Oh yeah. And a nice stretch. This is the way to do it. Then all the way back to center. Take your arms, palms up beside you, walking your shoulder blades together. I want you to slide your bum, your sit bones towards your heels so you get a nice tip of the pelvis, and then release your spine to the earth. Take a big inhale through your nose. Really big, really big. And then exhale through your mouth as you release right into Shavasana. And let's take a 2-minute Shavasana to allow our bodies, our brains to take in the practice and take rest. Start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, extend your arms up over your head. Exhale through your mouth. Draw your knees to your chest and roll to your right side. We balance so that we don't fall. We balance so that there's less tippy. But then we want to find balance in our life too. Finding that place in the middle, even when life gets a little tippy. And then make your way to a seat on your mat. Bring your palms together to your heart center with your eyes closed. The light in me honors that light in you. Namaste. Mwah. All right, love you guys. Let me turn off the recording.